high above the African savanna, under the relentless sun and amidst the vast landscapes, lived a group of vultures. They were often misunderstood and looked down upon by other animals, seen as mere scavengers, feeding on the remains of the dead. Yet within this community of vultures, there was a story of resilience, hope, and transformation waiting to unfold. Among the vultures, there was one named Tala. Tala was young, curious, and full of questions about the world around her. Unlike the others, she felt a deep yearning to understand her place in the ecosystem and to find a sense of purpose beyond what seemed to be a life of scavenging. One day, Tala decided to approach the elder of the vulture clan, an experienced and wise vulture named Kofi, with feathers that had turned gray with age and eyes that held a lifetime of wisdom. Kofi was revered among the vultures. Tala found him perched on a rocky outcrop, gazing at the horizon. Elder Kofi, Tala began hesitantly. I've been feeling lost. I know we play a role in this world, but I can't help but feel there's more to our existence than just feeding on what's left behind. I want to understand our true purpose. Kofi turned his wise eyes toward Tala and smiled gently. Ah, young Tala, your curiosity is a sign of your wisdom. Let me tell you a story, one that has been passed down through generations of our kind. Kofi settled into a comfortable position and began his tale. Many years ago, there was a great drought in the savannah. Water holes dried up, and the animals suffered immensely. Among the animals, there was a lion named Sefu, the proud and mighty king of the savannah. But even Sefu was not immune to the harsh conditions. He grew weak and eventually succumbed to the lack of water and food. The other animals, stricken with grief, avoided Sefu's lifeless body, fearing the spread of disease. It was then that our ancestors, the vultures, stepped in. They cleaned up Sefu's remains, ensuring that disease did not spread to the living animals. By doing so, they prevented an outbreak that could have wiped out many more lives. In that moment, the vultures understood their purpose. They were the guardians of the savannah, ensuring the circle of life remained unbroken and the ecosystem balanced. Tala listened intently, her eyes wide with understanding. So we're not just scavengers. We play a crucial role in maintaining the health of the ecosystem. Kofi nodded. Exactly, Tala. Our work may seem grim to others, but it is vital. By cleaning up the remains of the dead, we protect the living. It is a noble and selfless duty, one that requires resilience and strength. Inspired by Kofi's story, Tala decided to embrace her role with renewed vigor. She wanted to share this newfound wisdom with the other animals and change their perception of vultures. With Kofi's blessing, she set out on a journey across the savannah. Her first stop was at the waterhole, where various animals gathered. She approached a group of zebras and wildebeests, who eyed her warily. Tala took a deep breath and began to speak. I know you see us vultures as mere scavengers, but let me tell you why we do what we do. Our role is to protect you, to ensure that disease does not spread, and that the land remains healthy for all to thrive. The animals listened, some skeptical, but others curious. Tala continued, sharing the story of Sefu and how the vultures had saved the savannah from disaster. Gradually, the animals began to understand and appreciate the vital role vultures played in their ecosystem. Word of Tala's message spread across the savannah, reaching even the most distant corners. The perception of vultures began to change, and they were no longer seen as mere scavengers, but as guardians of the land. Tala's journey was not easy, and she faced many challenges, but her determination and belief in her purpose kept her going. One day, Tala returned to Kofi, who was proud of her accomplishments. You've done well, Tala. You've shown great courage and wisdom. Remember, our value is not determined by what others think of us, but by the difference we make in the world. Tala smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. She had found her purpose and had helped others see the importance of her kind. The savannah was now a place where vultures were respected and appreciated for their crucial role in maintaining the balance of nature. Years passed, and Tala grew older, eventually becoming the elder of her clan. She continued to share Kofi's story and her own experiences with the younger generations, instilling in them the same sense of purpose and pride. The vultures thrived, knowing that they were an essential part of the great circle of life. And so, the story of the vultures became a tale of resilience, transformation, and the power of understanding one's true purpose. It taught the animals of the savannah that every creature, no matter how misunderstood, has a vital role to play in the world. And for Tala, it was a reminder that sometimes the greatest journeys begin with a simple question and the courage to seek the answer.